We are live, and I have him spotlighted for whatever that means. Well, we might as well do this. Let me try to fix it, you guys. Let's see. This would happen. Okay, speaker view. No, you're not the speaker, David. Let's see. I don't understand why you're on there. This is ridiculous. Sorry, everybody who, thousands of people.
That's right.
Jeez.
There's only two of us. I think it's going to be okay.
Right?
They can see us. We're not little tiny little postage stamp sized boxes. We're going to be fine.
I'm just going to put everybody on here. It doesn't seem to want a spotlight today.
Oh, well.
Well, Facebook, hi, how are we doing today? Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm, everything I'm trying to do today is having a little bit of difficulty. Just bear with me, I have a surprise.
Okay. I told, before we started, Linda said, "Do you like surprises?" And I said, yes, as long as I know about them ahead of time. See, that's funny because then it wouldn't be a surprise. Never mind.
Thank you.
About crypto and paid as you learn with Coinbase.
Anyway.
Thank you for taking over there. I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
That was awesome. I'm sitting here going, everything I'm trying to do is not working. Facebook, thanks for coming. This is the Veterans to Military Comedy Show. This show was started so that we could honor military and veterans. Comedy can heal. So could we please share this? I'm busy all week contacting military organizations and veteran-owned companies. So if you know any of those, let me know so that I can share these, and these can get played in their break rooms, their lobbies, at their houses, whatever. Let's get some laughs out there. It's like a USO tour, but it's not, and it's at home, and it's not condoned by USO, it's ours. Okay, so I have a little surprise for you today. And this is how I feel about all my brothers and something just dropped. This is how I feel about all of my brothers and sisters in arms, those in harm's way right now and those who have served. So are you ready? Here's your surprise. No one else can understand me when everything I do is wrong. You give me hope and consolation. You give me strength to carry on, and you're always there to lend a hand in everything I do. That's a wonder, the wonder of you. And that's why we do this, because we are a family and we all help each other. There's a camaraderie that happens when you're around other military veterans, military people. Am I right, David?
Yes, no question. No question. I was just thinking back on some of the guys I met when I was in the Army. There was it was great camaraderie. There's no other word for it. It's just wonderful.
There isn't. I think this is how camaraderie got started, how it got its name, because of us. Well, this is the Veterans to Military Comedy Show, and today, two of us showed up, me and David G. Scott of David G. Scott Clean Comedy. Yay! Numbers don't matter. It's the heart. Two people. You know what? Maybe it's not a minyan in a synagogue, but or a quorum or whatever it is, but here it works. A little bit about me, y'all, at home. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I come from a crazy little town. I call it the Upper West Side of the map. Oregon, Yeah, that's what I call it. Yeah, it's kind of like being from Loserville. Not a lot ever good came out of Oregon. Tanya Harding. Yeah. Well, she did coin the phrase "take a knee" long before the NFL. So, yeah, we got Nike, Just Do It. With my town, Portland, has the saying, "keep it weird." And they keep fighting with Austin, who's the weirdest. Well, we all know lately Portland won that fight. Yeah, they went off the rails burning things. They burnt a statue I used to eat lunch in front of with my grandmother in the 60s. Burnt a deer statue. Now, I guess Portland can say that the buck does stop there. Not a thing to do, you guys. Stop it. Yeah, quit picking on your hometown of Portland. I grew up there so long ago. Oh my gosh, in the 50s, back when it was so quiet and serene. And you used to have to take a very slow trolley, all the way across town to shoplift fast. Oh my gosh. I was really fast at shoplifting. I was so good I had to quit or I'd get in trouble. And I went back to the store, to the scene of the crime. And I said, listen, I was a bad girl. What can I do to make that up to you? And they told me, without skipping a beat, just don't come back. Beats and ankle bracelets. So I didn't. Yeah. My town is now very progressive, which is weird because in my day, I first
You
of
have
all,
to start the video.
I don't. Shh. Please mute if you're talking. Thank you. So when I grew up there in the 50s, it was very quiet, and now it's very progressive. I'm not political. I don't even know. Listen, one time I tried to get on the phone and get a quote on car insurance to save 15%. That's as progressive as I get. And now I'm trying to let somebody in. Hold on. We got people coming in. Hi, Ken. Hi, Darrell. I'm in the middle
Sorry,
of
I'm
my
late.
set. Thank you for coming. I'm in the middle of my set. So I'm not progressive, but I did get on the phone once and I was like, I'd like to save 15% on car insurance. That's as progressive as I ever got, which is weird. I don't even drive, but I wanted to be with the in crowd. My gosh, I quit shoplifting in the 60s because you're supposed to. But then in the 70s, I became a wanted woman. Oh my gosh, and not for shoplifting. I was wanted at the post office. Oh my gosh. His eyes followed me. He said he wanted me, Ken. It was an Uncle Sam poster. I'm a boomer. Do you think I'm going to say no to a man? Not on your best day, not on your worst, not any day. We did not say no to men. That's what I'm saying. So I went in the Army. Yeah. And I was so glad to be, in the Army and serving. But I'm a little bit Jewish, and they decided to put me in the middle of Deutschland über alles, the other post in the world. Deutschland über alles? I don't think so. Yeah. But I took my job very seriously as a young, partially Jewish woman. I was a cashier. Kind of fits the stereotype. Kind of upset me too, because half the time when you're a cashier, you're counting the money out. I'd rather count it this away. Well, this is really killing material. I can tell you that. Either that or you guys are thinking about what you're going to say when you get on stage. But when I was in Germany, I was so excited at what I did when I wasn't at work. And I wanted to call my parents. So it's like, Mom, Dad, they were divorced. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry. It was the 70s. It was more like, Mom, Dad, yeah. I'm having a blast here in the mother country. Yeah. No, not at work. The things you do outside of work. Yeah. Oh, like out drinking the German soldiers with their own dark German beer. It's a blast. Hello? Hello? Oh my gosh. That was the only time they ever agreed on anything at the same time. Winning. Yeah. But now my life is about doing comedy for military and veterans. Anytime I can make you guys forget what you had to do so we can sling jokes in English, it's a win. That's for sure. That's why I want to always get out there and find a GI spot. It's a clean joke. GI spot. Well, you guys have been awesome to tolerate me. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. I would like to give the floor, and I'm not sure the spotlights are going to work, but I'd like to give the floor to David G. Scott of davidgscottcleancomedy.com. He is a grandfather, a veteran, and a proud member of the Subway Rewards program. Let's hear it for David G. Scott.
Yay! Thank you. Oh, it worked.
For you.
I'm huge. Look at that. Thanks, Linda. A little bit about me. I named my phone Elvis because it dies every time I'm on the toilet. I got an Apple Watch. The first day I had it, I worked to bed, and at 7 o'clock the next morning, it buzzed and said, "Get up." I said, "What? No." Apparently, it monitors my breathing and my heart rate. And so I nicknamed it Santa Claus because it knows when I'm sleeping. It knows when I'm awake. But if it ever figures out if I've been bad or good, I'm going to throw it in the lake. Oh, you better not. Every morning, 2 cute little ducks come visit me on my patio, and I've started giving them bread. My friend Don said, "Don't do that. If they eat too much bread, they'll get sick and die." I said, "I know. I hate ducks." If I only had one word to describe myself, it would be not very good at following directions. The other day, I ate an entire can of Pringles. It's very disappointing. There were only 3 of them, and they were all tennis ball flavored. Shout out to my 4 favorite bags: punching, grab, barf, and Papa's got a brand new. Ain't no drag. Ain't no drag. If you ask for change at the dollar store, they just give you a different dollar. I was at the dollar store the other day. I gave the clerk a $50 bill, and she pulled out a counterfeit pen, and I said, "How do you know the pen isn't counterfeit?" She said, "What?" I said, "Well, what you need is a pen to determine whether or not the counterfeit pen is counterfeit." She said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You need a counterfeit pen. She didn't say anything. So then I said, "And then you would need a pen to determine whether or not the counterfeit pen were counterfeit." She still didn't say anything. So I said, "You would need a counterfeit pen. Finally, she looked up and said, "Here's your change, Sparky. Now get out." Which upset me because my name is not Sparky.
What was she thinking?
What do you call a frozen waffle on a Southern California beach? Sandy Ego. They said I'm a clean comic. They didn't say I was a good comic. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. I like
Hmm.
coffee, but if I drink too much, I realize there are tiny spiders under my scalp weaving hair. I recently realized that coffee is a gateway drug. One day you're stirring a cup with a small wooden stick, and before you know it, you're paddling a kayak.
Oh,
Instead of going to
got that.
Starbucks to get coffee, I write my name on a cup, I yell my name out, and then I set a $5 bill on fire. The other day, I found a spider in my sock drawer, which was very upsetting because it belongs in the spider drawer. Found a spider in my kitchen, but instead of killing it, I started telling it about my fantasy football team, and it left quietly on its own. Here's a news flash. I'm old.
No.
Yeah. I started reading the obituary because look at me. Have you noticed in the obituaries, everybody goes to heaven? Our beloved Aunt Helen is now in heaven with her sainted husband, Albert. Not my Aunt Helen. She got the pearly gates. St. Peter took a look at her and went, I don't think so. Threw the lever, she dropped like a sack of hammers to the underworld. And now she's shoveling coal, complaining the whole time about her schedule, which is 8 on, followed by 8 on, followed by 8 on. Meanwhile, Uncle Albert is up in heaven looking down saying, you know, she always was a bit of a whiner. Anyway, let me see here. I have all the signs of old age. I occasionally get the day of the week from my pillbox. Look at that, it's already F. Seems like just yesterday it was W. Where does the time go? And I don't worry about the long-term effects of anything, really. The other day I was reading an article about the long-term effects of cell phone use. I don't care. Not my problem. And I hurt my elbow and didn't want to wait for Tommy John surgery, so I got Jimmy John surgery. It was freaky fast. I mean, it worked fine, except now my elbow smells like a turkey Tom sandwich with pickles and onions. I like it. And I'll end with this. I've started using, when I talk to my children on the phone, I've started using the phrase, I love you. The other day I was talking to my daughter. At the end of the conversation, I said, I love you. She said, I love you too. And just for fun, I said, I love you more. And she said, I wouldn't be surprised. Thank you, Linda. This has been a hoot. Thanks so much.
Yay, thank you, David G. Scott, cleancomedy.com. Oh my gosh, you're fabulous.
Thank you.
So I'm going to turn the show over to the next comedian, Ken Moddard. Here you go, Ken. Do your thing.
All right. Sorry about being late. I am computer illiterate. I went in the first time and it said, you need to do your password for Facebook. I've been on Facebook for 5 years and put my password in once. I forgot it the day after. I clicked the box that says remember me. It didn't. And I was like, I was in freak out mode and my wife was not here to help me. I was lost. I literally lost. It's like, if my wife could mess with me by simply changing all my passwords on my phone, the television, and the computer, I'd be sitting in a corner having to read a book. What? No. I haven't picked up a book since I was in college. And the sad part is, I never went to college. It's like, I'm one of those fortunate, something caught my eye. The window's open, it's my wife getting crap out of the car. Sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. I'm one of those guys that I'm very, very fortunate. I still am employed and still get to do comedy. I work for everybody's favorite place, California Department of Motor Vehicles. Go ahead and boo me now. Apparently I am a glutton for punishment because prior to this job, I worked for everybody's other favorite place, workers' comp. I actually miss workers' comp. I don't miss I miss some of the people, but what I really miss is reading the reports of injury. I was in the claims department, and I'm sorry, but even if I got hurt this way, I would not put it on paper. There is no way on God's green earth that I am going to start a sentence with, I was pleasuring myself with the lathe. What? That's what I said, Dave. Huh? I had to I read that like 4 times. It was insane. And obviously we didn't cover that one. We did, however, cover the janitor, because the janitor was the night janitor was sweeping up and he found the severed part and he had a bit of a freak out. I don't really blame him, but it was like, huh? How you were doing what? No, don't do that. And then it's like, this is probably my all-time favorite. This guy was already injured when I took over his case. So it was a maintenance case for me. I get a letter from the doctor and it says, we had to send Mr. So-and-so home. He was sitting on the gurney with the robe on backwards, making bird noises again, which means he's done it before. I'll just say for the effort, yes, there was alcohol involved, but that's not even the best part. The best part was 2 pages later when I read his report. My old lady, been married for 15 years, mind you, but my old lady was so pissed off at me that she hit me 3 or 4 times with the car. How do you stand in front of your car and let your wife go dink, dink, dink? What? Again, alcohol or drugs possibly could have been involved. Not that I know anything about that. I met my lovely bride in the rooms of AA. We have both been sober for 29 for her, 27 for me. Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long time. And for those of you who are listening or watching, you know that if you go to AA to find a relationship, the odds are good you're going to find one. However, the odds you find, the goods you find are a little odd. Because only in AA is stories like true story. I went to a party. It was a sober party. It was at my buddy's house who has a pool. That's why we were there. We didn't really care about him. We liked the pool. Did you know they have Rockstar and Monster on by the keg? I had no idea. Now, you don't want to give alcoholics a keg of anything, especially Monster, because we're already crazy. And then you give us that high energy drink. It's like, we were like on crack. We loved it. We're like on crack and heroin all over again, just running in circles. But dude shows up and he's got a 6 by 3 inch bruise in the middle of his chest. We're like, okay, inquiry minds want to know what happened. Only in AA is this funny. Everybody else thinks the story is psycho. On his last run, well, first off, he's in and out. We call him a revolving door alcoholic because he goes in and out, in and out, in and out. On his last run, he thought it'd be a good idea to steal his grandfather's bottle of nitro tabs. He took 8 or 9 of them and threw himself against the wall repeatedly, hoping to blow up. There's not a comedy writer on the planet that's going to go and threw himself. No, nobody will believe that shit. But he go to an AA meeting and we're going, yeah, well, what happened? Did you die? You know, because we're nuts. We're nuts. Yeah. Only in AA will you hear somebody from the podium say, I was so drunk that my wife wanted to leave me and I pulled out my 45 and threatened her life. That's not the bad part. The bad part is the woman in front of me looked at her husband and went, George, how come you don't love me enough? Put a gun to my head and threaten me. Right? I said that at a Lions meeting one night, and they all looked at me like I lost my mind. I heard the guy from the podium say that a whole room was in hysterics. Why? Because alcoholics are mentally deranged. I have at this point they've all come back, but for a while there I had 2 brain cells. One was lost, one was out looking for him. Yeah, it took me several months to realize that, or a couple of years actually, that I don't have to have the same behavior I did when I was drinking. Right? I'm driving down the highway and a cop pulls up behind me. Now, when I'm using, it's like, can't have product. I start throwing shit out the windows. I'm 3 years sober. 3 years sober. CHP gets behind me. I freak out. I start throwing shit out the window. And I'm like, oh, I like that speaker tape. That was a good shit. Right? And he lit me up. He gave me a ticket for littering. Well, and speeding, of course, but we won't talk about that. But over there. Yeah. We in AA, you hear things that people are, and you do things that you don't realize that you. I didn't realize how nice of a guy I was. I like to do things like open the door for my wife. This wife, and this time with the car in park. The first wife, maybe, maybe not. All I will say is that the first wife, she brought her boyfriend to the wedding. I was the fiance, not the boy. She brought her boyfriend. Yeah. To say that marriage only lasted 18 months to 2 years, you could probably figure out why. I just want to know to the gentleman if this was wrong of me to do. I went to pick my son up one day from her, and I figured I would ask her then boyfriend, if, when did you start dating? Because the dates she told me and the dates he told me didn't match. I was just curious. And then I said, just so you know, she cheated with me on her previous boyfriend. She cheated on me with you. I'm just curious. Who was she cheating on you with? Picked my kid up and left. Was that wrong? Was that inappropriate? Was that not a nice thing to do? Yeah, and I apologize for letting the S word slip out. My bad. I'm a bad. And I've seen you dance, so maybe you can punish me later. No, sorry, David. Was that no? That was Linda. She went away. I can talk about it again. My lovely bride is my best friend. She's a psych major. We met in the rooms of AA. She did a term paper and a behavioral project on me, and married me anyway. When we argue in front of our friends who know the story, they just kind of go, "No, Stephanie, baby, no, girl, you knew what you were getting when you walked into it. Yeah, you just have to kind of eat that one because he wins. My friends can't come over anymore. She doesn't like them as much as I do. I had a buddy, Nick, and I've been trying to get a motorcycle for like 20 years because I think they would just be fun to ride. She keeps saying no, something about she loves me and she wants me around. But every time I get her thinking about going to look at the Harley store just to look at them, my buddy Nick shows up in a cast. Nick rides. It's like, you couldn't have come by tomorrow. We were on our way to Harley. You couldn't come by tomorrow. What did you do? Oh, I laid my bike down.
What happened? He
Pardon?
froze. Oh
Pardon?
no.
His motorcycle accident must have caused him to freeze up.
Give him a second to see if he unfreezes.
Yeah.
And well, he froze up. Well, I'd like to bring onto the stage the amazing Darrell Hearns as our last comic of the day here on Veterans from Military Comedy. Let me read you the intro for Darrell. One little second here. Put him on the screen. Darrell has a book out called Jottings of a Crazy Veteran, and it's available on Amazon. And here to make you laugh, Darrell Hearns.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Darrell.
I feel bad that this stuff had to do that. It was bad.
So
It got frozen, and then I had to come in and just be like, "Hey, Like imagine this was live. Like this was like an actual thing, and like on stage, and you're mid set, you just freeze randomly doing an
Yeah.
act out. That was
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
horrible. See, now he's back. Like now I gotta do my
Sorry.
set. Well, at least I have an audience number, you know. Nah, but it's awesome, guys. No, I do apologize. I was at work earlier, and well, I still am, but I wanted to give you guys 7 minutes. I work from home now, and the blessing, and like working from home is weird because you don't have to wear pants. Like you're sitting in front of your supervisor, like probably on video, but just wearing a polo. Yes, sir. But just out though. It's funny. It's just a weird interview, like a weird comfort level, I guess, being in your own house doing stuff. But I don't know. It's crazy, man. And you did say something about my book, Johnny's a Crazy Veteran. I do appreciate you talking about that. I had to write it because living with PTSD is scary. It really is. It's a scary part of my life because it makes you like almost suicidal. That's what happened to me. Because I things were down. I got out of the military. Things was horrible. So I had the idea to put a gun to my head and finally do it. But every time I put the gun to my head, I just always hear somebody say, "Put the gun down. Put the gun down, buddy." I turn around and it's the cops. Now I've seen the news. It's like y'all don't like helping Black people. Like, what are you doing? Then he came over and said, then the cop came over and said, "That's our job, buddy." And then he kissed me on the forehead and left a box of donuts in front of me. I was like, isn't this your lunch? Why are you gonna leave it with me?
Oh.
He said, if I don't get you the diabetes well. Yeah, it's horrible, man. It's sad what you think about it. But it really happened. It was really part of my life. All right. Nah, but the other bad part, what actually did make me crazy was the Air Force tried to screw me all the time. Like bad. Real stuff. Yeah. Like, yeah. And like it was proof in the first base, because like obviously Air Force, they don't care. They're gonna be bold. First base is usually what, a kiss, maybe a date. No. My first base in the Air Force was Seymour Johnson. Seymour Johnson. That's based in the plainest terms. We're about to screw you. Pretty hard. That's like a prank phone call from the 50s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, is there Seymour Johnson there? That's along the sides of is your refrigerator running? Is your refrigerator running? You better don't catch it. Especially if it's black. It was the 1950s. You could get away with jokes like that. You're allowed to talk like that back then. It was a different time period. Different. All right. Oh. Nah, but I guess the other crazy part was with them. I was in the military. I was in there for 8 years. That is 8 long years of my life. Okay, I went to every war zone. They had me in Iraq, Afghanistan. I even fought the Taliban in the mountaintops. And I ended up getting shot.
That hurts.
Singing karaoke. In North Carolina. Not a war zone, my backyard. I'm from Virginia, okay? You know, someplace I could walk to, just pow. So I found out it was my ex-fiance that shot me. Yeah, real stuff. I mean, and plus it's bad because I wanted a cool war story, you know, getting shot by the Taliban probably would have got me a Purple Heart. Now I'm known for getting shot for singing Pony by Genuine. Almost got a spit take. I love it. Yeah. But like I said, my fiance shot me because that was supposed to be our wedding song. Yeah. Our first dance is supposed to be Pony. But the only thing is, it's like, welcome to the stage, Mr. and Mrs. Hearns. All I can see now is my grandmother just standing up and twerking.
No.
You know, like I don't want that at my wedding. That's not gonna be our first experience, all right? But the point is, sometimes you gotta ruin things passively, all right? Maybe I want to sing Pony that day. But nah, man, it's just weird. It's crazy. I have a fear of birds. All right. I have a big fear of birds, all right? It started from childhood, but it's a big fear of birds. No, like just think about it. Like they have big beaks and talons. They're like the cats of the sky. All right? That's really what they are. But the only reason I say this because growing up, my dad had a bird. You know, usually dads have, you know, Rottweilers, pit bulls, stuff like that. No, my dad had a Quaker parrot. It was a little green bird, but it was a tough bird, man, because it had like an eye patch, and it went around like side eyeing people, just like its one eye just messing up people. But no, here's the worst part. Like every time I go to school, he tried to take my lunch money. Yeah, just walk by. Hey man, hey. I saw Dad gave you some lunch money, man. You just give it to me. Then I'm a kid. I'm like, Dad, your bird's trying to take my money. My dad's like, just give it to him. Just give him the money. I gotta eat today. Nah. Then the bird's telling me, hey man, I make it worth your while. I got a bucket of fried chicken in the back of my cage. you can have some of that, you know? All yours for $1.79. Just have that bucket. It's like, I don't know if you get this, Mr. Bird. You're a bird selling birds. He said, it's just life in the hood, man. It's just life in the hood. Yeah, he definitely robbed me that day. No, I wasn't even like, you know, you think a little bird with a little gun, it'll be cute, but nah, he just jumped on my shoulder and bit me in my ear. So just give me the money. Yeah. That's how mean that bird was. One time he flew off his cage and just started like running amok around the house. Like he didn't fly because he was clipped, but he just started running amok. And I was so scared of him, I started like rolling on the ground. I didn't know how to move anymore. I just started rolling. Like you guys heard of Sonic the Hedgehog, right? I was trying to do a spin dash. I think the whole time trying to kill this big bully of a bird. Don't get him this time. Oh man, but that's my crazy life, man. But I think I really really had beef with that bird. But what I really had beef with was It was hard going to school, all right? It was hard going to school for me, especially second grade, all right? Because my teacher always forgot my name. She called me Darrell. Yes, my name's
Okay.
Darrell. Yeah. I'd always ask her, ma'am, you know, I was a kid, ma'am, where'd you get the N from? She said, oh, I see the N. Yeah. She pointed at me. Yeah, I guess I was the only N in there, I guess.
No. No, that's just wrong.
I think she meant nice guy. I think that's what she meant, was nice guy.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm from Virginia, like I said, guys. I'm from Virginia. So there's a lot of nice people out there. Really dark, nice people that like to play football. Okay, I was a fat kid. That's probably what she thought. She thought I was part of the Redskins, more than likely. She just assumed. That was her thing. But I got blessed recently. I was able to lose 90 pounds. That is 90 whole pounds. It was a blessing. I appreciate that. Cause being fat, man, it's scary. Especially when your knees come out with a mixtape.
Yeah.
Called "Get This Fat Dude Off Me." Featuring diabetes. Talking about, I'm gonna take your foot. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was the realest track on there. Because as soon as I heard it, I threw away the bag of gummy bears that I was eating at that time. Just across the way. Just no more of those. But what's worse about it? Like when you become fat, you become gullible. Like that's the part. That's the worst part of it. You become fat and gullible. Like somebody told me once, "Hey, there's some fried chicken in a bear trap under that tree. You should go check it out." And I was like, "What?" And end up losing a foot. Because for some reason it was diabetes. That man was really coming for me the whole time. All right, that was a bad callback. I'm glad you hear that. Cool. But like the real part that really showed me I was gullible, because when you become fat, you become a eating expert. You know, you become an eating expert. So people love to see me eat pudding cups. Right. Yeah. Somebody like my supervisor once told me, "You eat pudding so good, you should put it on your resume." So I did. Now let me tell you how the interview went. Mr. Darrell, what do you mean by tongue game stupid? It means I eat that pudding. I eat that thing up like skip, skip, skibbity bee. I didn't get the job, all right?
No.
But I did get a job at a call center. But just imagine like coming to your desk and seeing a bunch of pudding cups around. Even just to where like my boss will come up to me and be like, put the pudding cup right here. Just I'd be like, "Sir, be professional. Be professional. Be professional. Skip, scott, skibbity bee." So that's how you do a clean eating cat joke. You kids are welcome. All right. It's super clean, and that's how you do it. All right. Oh man. But y'all been wonderful. It's been a beautiful morning. Stay blessed and give it up for your host, Miss Linda. All right.
Oh my
I
God.
had to go. I had to go back to work. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Darrell. You're awesome. And be sure and go and get his book, which is called Jottings of a
Crazy veteran.
Thank you. If I wasn't so crazy, maybe I could remember it. Thank you so much. You're awesome, Darrell. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for your set and coming on.
Thank you.
And Ken Motter, oh my gosh, thank you for your hilarious set as well. You're
Sorry
awesome.
about falling out.
That's all
I
right.
don't know what happened. It just went away.
I felt so bad. You were in the middle of a great act out, and then it froze. Are you sure you don't want to restart the joke and finish it?
No, because I don't remember where I left off.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Well, where are you going to be performing this coming week?
I am going to be at the Corbin Bowl in Tarzana, California on Thursday. And if I can get, hopefully I can get up on next Sunday at Liquid Zoo.
At where?
In North Hollywood. Liquid Zoo in North
Nice.
Hollywood. Yeah, for my buddy Ryan. Ooh,
Very good.
right.
Awesome. You're so funny. Oh my God.
Thank you.
I hope you come back every time you can. Thank you so much.
Every time I can, I will be happy to be here.
Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Please share the video and I will tag you in it as others.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Ken.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Bye, Linda. You too.